Hey, how's it going? I'm Keith Sanchez and welcome to Rancho de Sancho Studios. Today I want to go over a little bit about the importance of changing your bass strings when you come into the recording studio. Bass strings are very expensive, as I know. I have a couple basses, especially for the 5 strings. You're looking at $30 around there, plus maybe more. So I get it, not wanting to change strings. I mean, I haven't changed these in over a year now. And they're dead as shit. I mean, there's no tone really left in them. They're really muddy. They don't feel very nice to play almost. Bass strings really never break, so, they could last a long time. Most of the bass players I know, they rarely change their strings. In a sense, on the bass, it's a lower instrument. You may not think it's as important, but it makes a huge difference, especially for certain genres. Like, for some certain metal, if you don't have that really lively bass tone, it could really get lost in the mix and you won't really hear the bass much. It's a good recording starts right at the source. So when you're recording something, you want the source pristine. You want to record a good sound. A lot of people, we'll fix it in the mix, but that doesn't work. That's a waste of time. Get the good tones right away, which means produce the good tones right away. Take time on that when you're recording, and it's going to make a big difference as the final out product of what you're doing. Really, I mean, when it comes down to it, the making sure everything sounds good, make sure your amp's dialed in, new strings, new heads on the drums makes a big difference. The only thing that really surpasses that is your performance. And if your strings are new and everything's new and it sounds good, you're going to have a better performance, which means a better recording. But to try to EQ some problems out, that's really a waste of time. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of efforts, and at the end of the day, you're still not going to be as happy as if you just put some new strings on your instrument. So here I got just some simple little chord progression thing I put together with Superior Drummer. I'm going to play the bass lines over it with these old strings, one run with my fingers, one run with a pick. And then we'll go ahead and we'll change these strings out, and we'll re-record those tracks, and we'll listen for a difference. It's pretty big. So I'll go ahead and try to lay down some bass on this just to go. So here we are. These are the old 1.5 strings. Been on here for about a year, maybe a year. Yeah. These are the old 1 and a couple months strings on this bass. Had a lot of fingers on them. So now, for the sake of everything's everything, we use the pig. So now we're going to go ahead and change these strings here. Got me a set of DR Black Beauties. These are a coated string. I've been kind of wanting to try these. I heard they might make your tone last a little longer, so I guess we'll find out about that eventually. This set is a 45 to 125 gauge on this, so pretty fat. So we'll just unwind the strings. We'll go through and put them on, and then we'll probably put this in fast motion, I guess. Now we'll go through and stretch them. Make sure we stretch the shit out of them. Tune them back up. Stretch them real well. Tune them back up, and then we'll retry those bass tracks and see if we how much of a difference it makes. I could hear it here, so we'll check you out in a minute. Okay, so now that the strings are changed, let's do a few of the examples between the difference between the old strings and the new strings. We'll play some of these examples. I'll list them across the bottom of the screen there. You'll see some of them are with the fingers and some with the pick. So if it says old fingers, those are the old strings with the pick. If it says new fingers, those are the new strings with fingers. You'll see. So now we're going to listen to a few sound examples with the old strings versus the new strings, fingers versus pick. It'll be listed at the bottom, so check these out. So all this is, like I say, there was no processing on any of these tracks here in those sound examples that you heard back to back. There's no, it's all the same volume, no EQ settings on the bass, nothing. As much as everything was just set where it was. So now we'll listen to that stuff in a mix. We'll go through each one, so I'll play a little piece of each one, and you'll hear the difference in volume. The new strings are definitely a little louder than the old strings. So here's without any processing on the bass whatsoever. Okay, now here's a little bit we're going to check out with this new plugin I got. First, let's listen to it, and then we'll talk about everything here in a little bit. strings that I got. They're coated strings. They're DR Black Beauties. See that with that damn light. DR Black Beauties. Like I say, they're coated, anodized. They're supposed to last longer without getting. It's definitely worth it. They cost a little more, but they're just so much more livelier than the old set that was on them. So definitely highly recommend doing this. What do you guys think of those tracks? I mean, there's a little volume difference. On the treated things, I found this awesome bass plugin called Mammoth by Aurora DSP. A lot of guys on the YouTubes have been talking about it. I tried the trial version, and I need to upgrade and get the actual paid version because it really made my life a lot easier. No more making a few bass tracks, trying to mix up the high end and low end, try to get so you could hear it on the big speakers and small speakers. This thing cuts the bass through and you could really feel it. And then with the new strings, man, you really get a good tone out of there. So definitely maybe something you want to check out, the trial version. You know, they give you like 14 days free or something to try. I've tried it in a few mixes now, so I definitely need to get it because I don't want to lose that bass that I've been getting in there. But, you know, if you could do me a favor, you know, hit the little subscribe button and click the bell or ding the bell, you know, check out my newest videos when I put them out. Got a few cool demo things coming up, different amps and a few different things coming up that I'm going to be doing. If you have any comments, please leave below. If you'd like to see anything or have any questions, hit me up, let me know. You know, I got Facebook, Instagram, Rancho de Sancho on Instagram, also ranchodesancho.com. If you want to book some studio time, that would be awesome. So thank you for hanging out with me for a bit. I hope you had fun. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye.